A one-day strike by public high school teachers and education workers all across the province, and yet a deal has never been further away between the teacher unions and the Ministry of Education. I'm Cristina Howorun, and today we saw tens of thousands of teachers outside of the classroom and out on the picket lines. And while the Minister of Education is trying to frame this disagreement entirely over compensation, the teachers and the opposition say otherwise.
Maybe they will now recognize that my members are serious. The public doesn't want this. Parents in their own consultations, the government's own consultations that they tried to bury and keep hidden, told them overwhelmingly they don't want bigger class sizes. They don't want mandatory e-learning. It's time for the minister, who claims to be listening to parents, to actually do so.
Major issue is this government's starting point was to eliminate 10,000 teaching positions in this province, was to cut class size, increase class sizes, which meant reducing course options for students. That is the major issue.
There are serious issues when it comes to class sizes, when it comes to issues around e-learning.
It should not be considered a one-size-fits-all formula where all students should be forced to take e-learning, because there's many students who do benefit and really do depend on that direct support face-to-face with teachers.
Why always frame this as a compensation issue?
I just think it often is.
The OSSTF president wouldn't say if an agreement could be reached if the government met all demands but kept the 1% raise on the table.
What I'm not willing to do is to do hypothetical bargaining with the media. That's the sort of thing that needs to be discussed at the bargaining table, and that's how we'll come to a conclusion.
Part of the issue, talks broke off early yesterday and aren't going on right now.
And I was quite surprised to hear that both sides weren't at the table last night. I don't understand that. I mean, quite frankly, even if they're just looking at each other, I think parents would expect them to be there.
Our negotiators are with the mediator. They sit there. They're going to stay there. They're not going anywhere. And obviously, we've encouraged OSSTF to propose new dates so that we can continue negotiating with them.
Compounding this bargaining impasse is the lack of trust teachers have with the minister. Yesterday, Lecce told reporters that he proposed a new framework at the bargaining table, but later had to retract and clarify his statements when it was revealed that he had not done so, but rather was looking for new options from the unions.
Do you think that throws another wrench into negotiations?
100%. Though you need a basic trust at the table. And when you break that trust, it's hard to rebuild it.
Now, high school teachers and students are expected to return to the classroom tomorrow, but the fight is far from over. We know that deals have not been reached with the province and any of the teacher unions. Only a deal that has been reached is with CUPE education workers, and that deal was reached several months ago.